greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Graham is traveling today. He is headed to the RNC. And on that note, I want everybody to stop what they're doing because of the craziness that's going on in our country right now. Stop what you're doing. Say a quick prayer. We will obviously pray for Graham after the show, but he's in the lion's mouth right now, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to admit, I'm about yay much nervous about Graham being away from us in that capacity with the marches and everything that's going on in this country right now. So please stop what you're doing. Say a quick prayer for our partner, our brother, and our friend Graham, that the Lord keeps his blanket of protection over him this entire week, as well as everybody else at the RNC. But
amen to that.
Let's get some stuff out of the way real quick. Do not forget to hit that like button right now. The more likes we have, it changes for us in the algorithm and keeps us up there. We appreciate that. Go and leave us a comment in the actual comment section. See the live chat going up right now. I see all you guys blowing up. And share this episode, but share it not just with somebody that you like. Share it with a hater. Share it with a liberal. Because that's what we like to do here. We like to aggravate them as well. Just saying. You hear people laughing. Even though Graham is not here, we do have Mexican Tony here with us.
What up, everybody? Good morning. It's Tuesday today, right?
All day.
Is it Tuesday?
And
Yes,
the man that is terrified because I'm hosting the show today, none other than Dr. Evil himself, Producer Royce.
Dr. Evil himself.
Yeah, Dr.
Where's
Evil.
that?
Well, I couldn't come up with anything like Royce. I had to really think because I know I make you nervous, and
You do, because you say stuff.
I enjoy it so much.
Oh,
and
whoops.
the empty chair right there.
And in memory of
the
Graham.
Invisible
Memory of
Man,
Graham.
ladies and gentlemen. The Invisible Man. You know what? You just need to pull that blank chair up while I'm talking and just let it
Yeah,
go.
we should be like, what do you think, Graham?
Yeah, what do you think, buddy?
Okay.
That's a good point, man. That's a great point. I like
Yeah,
that. Makes perfect sense. Makes
That would be
perfect sense.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, look, we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, President Trump chose his vice president in J.D. Vance, the senator from Ohio. I'll be honest with you guys. Not sure how I feel about it at this point, but we'll unpack a lot of things regarding J.D. Vance. And yes, I took the temperature last night of America, and it's still crazy out there. After the shooting, a lot more things have come out. A lot more people have come out. And for the first time, I have a blind reaction / discussion, and this is why Dr. Evil over there is so nervous, because he has not seen any of this.
Do the ads first.
I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. But let's get let's get our friends Birch Gold first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's a very common sense reason that gold is pushing an all-time high right now. Okay, the cost of goods are continuing to skyrocket. Inflation is completely out of control. The national debt continues to go. Now it's above $35 trillion. All this leads up to instability and uncertainty, and that is why so many Americans are turning to Birch Gold. How have you diversified your savings yet? Secure a portion of them with gold from Birch Gold. All you have to do is text the word Graham, Graham, to 989898, and you get your free info kit. Okay, yes, they're going to send you an info kit to your house, and you can use your 401k, your savings account, whatever that is. Guys, it is insane out there right now. And with all this BRICS talk and everything that's going on, the U.S. dollar is tanking. So why not reach these guys right now? Text the word Graham to 989898. And one of my favorites, MyBookie. We've all been there before, folks. All right, a weekend trip to the casino gets canceled because real life came calling, and the air conditioner just went off again.
Tony.
Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change that. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. Your adventure at MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up using the promo code GRAHAM, that's GRAHAM, that's promo code GRAHAM, to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because of their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Again, that is MyBookie Casino. Okay, is Tony back?
Back.
Okay, sweet.
And the AC
Tony
is
forgot
off.
to turn
And
off
the
the
AC's
AC.
on.
Yep.
All right, to ease Dr. Evil's fears. There's nothing bad about this video, but here's the issue that I have right now with what's going on. Have
Really
y'all?
quick, he says there's nothing bad about this video, but this.
He's warning you as he's saying that, so.
I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, that's a train wreck right there. I mean, man, that's a train wreck. But
all right. I mean, it can't be that bad. Let's just watch.
oh, it's bad. But here,
okay.
so to open the discussion, all right, I'm going to ask this question because I've seen this all the last couple days. After the attempted assassination of President Trump, somebody else is playing the victim right now, and it ain't the conservatives. And it doesn't make sense. Listen to this.
Absolutely. You guys are out here on the heels of the attempted Trump assassination. Can I get your reaction to what happened the other day?
Well, it's a shame the person missed, but it's ironic that the shooter was also a Republican, and I am scared about political violence.
You can stop
You're
right there.
scared of...
It's a shame that he missed, but I'm scared of political violence.
Look at her nuclear tattoo though on her shoulder.
It continues, and I won't make you play the rest of it, Royce. But that lady is carrying around Milwaukee. She's walking around Milwaukee with a crossbow. She has a crossbow right now.
She does not. Seriously?
Oh, okay. Finish it. Finish the video. It's
political
only another
violence,
2
but
minutes.
you were hoping that he wouldn't have missed.
Yes.
Wow. Could you elaborate on that? I mean, many people are thankful that the shooter missed and could have led to a lot of conflict in the country.
Regardless if Trump is in power or not, he has a lot of influence, and that makes him a very dangerous person, and nothing will stop. And we want to live, and sometimes Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter that included one of my favorite quotes, that sometimes the tree of liberty needs to be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Do you hope to see others also, if all that holds true, do you want to see others try what this young man tried at this Trump rally?
I don't know if it would do any good.
Okay, interesting, yeah. I see you have a crossbow over here. Can you tell me a
There
little
it
bit
is.
more about it and why you decided to bring
There
it
it
here?
is.
So you have I don't know what it is. It looks like a crossbow.
Yeah, it's a pistol crossbow. I don't like firearms. This is a much safer alternative, and it's used only for personal defense as an absolute last resort. I hope I never have to use it.
Why did you feel compelled to bring it here? Do you feel unsafe?
Very much so. I'm absolutely terrified to be here.
I had one last question for you since it caught my eye. I see you have a hammer and sickle tattoo. Could you tell me more about this tattoo?
I was born in the Soviet Union. I was brought here when I was a little kid, but it's just a symbolism of where I came from. No, I do not support.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for that, Todd.
You're welcome.
Can I start?
Yeah, well, no, we got one more. We got one more
okay,
video,
okay.
okay? And it is President Joe Biden himself, okay? This is his, like, little violin playing My Heart Bleeds for You moment, okay? This was an interview done with Lester Holt just not too long ago.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I've never seen a circumstance where you ride through certain rural areas of the country and people have signs there, big Trump signs with middle signs saying F Biden, and the little kid standing there putting up his middle finger. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that is just inflammatory and a kind of viciousness. It's a very different thing than to say, look, I really disagree with Trump's the way he takes care of taxes.
But all right, so here and here's my question. All right, how do they get to play this victim mentality at this point? That's my question. Like, I'm sorry, President Biden. I'm sorry that little kids are holding FJB signs with their middle fingers in the air on the side. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings. I really am. All right, but here's the fact. Nobody's taking a shot at you yet, and you still have your entire ear on the side of your face. Shut your mouth. Like, shut your mouth.
Okay, so what I was going to say was to the lady that I interviewed with the rainbow mask on is she's sorry that she missed, but what she doesn't realize that what they almost did within an inch was literally start a civil war.
Yeah.
Because if that would have happened, I guarantee you that our side, the conservative Christians, would beat the snot out of the liberal wussies on that side over there.
Well, here's what didn't happen. Trump was shot at, and no stores were burned down. There were no riots.
Absolutely.
The White House wasn't attacked. None of that happened. We grieved and we stood up behind our president.
Yeah.
That's what I think real Americans do. Fake Americans, right,
yes.
carry around crossbows because they say that that's a safer version of protection. Are you kidding me?
Crossbows. I love
Don't
that.
bring a crossbow where there's guns, man, because you're going to lose 10 out of 10 times. That's unbelievable.
Dude, it's insane, man. Like, so I to be transparent, I watched the video simply for the first, 30 seconds. But when I saw the crossbow, I was like, oh, my God, that's pure gold right there. Like, that is 100% pure gold.
Yeah, and again, just let me be clear. I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting, people fighting or whatnot. I'm just saying, as I tell my daughters all the time, you never start a fight, but you finish it.
Yeah.
So, don't come poking the bear or whatnot, with the stupid comments about, I'm sorry they missed, and, if it was me, I'd have better aim. I mean, as I said it yesterday, he is a human. He is somebody's father. He's somebody's husband. He's somebody's grandfather. There's no need to come out and say stupid, ignorant comments like that, like, I wish they would have got him. I mean, I don't think that would have came out of
And she
of
ain't
any
the
of our
only
mouths.
one saying it. That's the worst part is you've got, Tenacious D yesterday in Australia, the Jack Black's right-hand man, Make-A-Wish. I wish the shooter wouldn't have missed. And one of the politicians in Australia wrote a letter to the Prime Minister and said, I want Tenacious D cuffed and deported immediately. They do not belong in our country. They don't belong in Australia. Get them out of here now. Yeah. And if you don't know, that Jack Black has canceled all future events as of right now.
Good.
Yep,
Good,
he has canceled all future events right now. Period. He should never be able to hold a concert again, ever. That's why we're in this predicament right now, because these idiots go out there and they say this kind of stuff, and then somebody like that shooter that has a serious mental illness hears this stuff, and all you're doing is you're just feeding that demon that's already in that person until they go, well, I mean, everybody wants it done. I'll go do it. I mean, that's why we're here.
The first thing that the chick says was, well, I wish he wouldn't have missed. And then she was asked, well, do you think someone else should go out and try again? She's like, I don't know if it would help.
Yeah.
First off, those don't go together. You can't say you wish you wouldn't have missed, and then also, I don't think it'll help.
Yeah.
If it doesn't help, then why do you not wish that he missed?
100%.
All they want is, they don't think that Trump, not being here helps America. They just don't like what he's putting up, and they want him gone. It's not for the safety of them.
And every single person on this show, and I know every one of you in the chat feel the same way that I do. Look, do I like Joe Biden? No. Do I like Kamala Harris? No. Do I like Obama? No. Do I like Clinton's? No. But I don't want them dead. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, for that matter. To the point to where I don't want them to stub their toe. I don't want another human being hurt and feeling pain for any reason. I mean, to me, that's not a conservative thing. That's a common sense human thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's what these people are not. They're not human. They're just not.
When do we become a society that it's okay to promote violence? I understand everyday people, they'll talk to a group of 10 of their closest friends, and it'll be like a game of telephone. But these people that have a platform like Jack Black, who reach out to thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands,
millions.
They are promoting stuff like that, and they're not held accountable, not held responsible. When did it become okay to say stuff like that and not?
You're telling me.
When? I guess what I don't understand is they have a team of people that are behind them saying, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, go ahead and say that. You say whatever you want. It's fine." Where's their team behind them saying you can't say stuff like that, Jack? You can't. It promotes violence.
Well,
I'd
like to make the point that when Donald Trump was indicted and he got his mugshot, you saw people on the left coming out and saying, I think I support Donald Trump now, because no American president, regardless of the party, should be treated like this and should have a mugshot. We were all riled up, even the left, because what a shame that we now have a mugshot and we've indicted one of our former presidents.
For real.
Okay. And now he's being shot at. Not just shot at, shot.
Yeah.
With a period.
And if you think that's the first time that's going to happen until November, I'm sorry. It's going to happen again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Graham literally mentioned that yesterday. It will happen again.
It's going to happen again. But, all right, let's get off this. And on a lighter note, apparently now anybody can win a Grammy. Okay, apparently anybody. I don't know who this young lady is. Her name's Ingrid Andress. I have no idea. Never heard of her. And another little pre-show, the guys here, I'd never heard Fergie's rendition of the national anthem. Never heard it.
We had to educate them.
And they showed it to me, and it was bad. It was bad.
And full transparency, too, I didn't know this person had won a Grammy. I thought she was just like a teenager they got from a choir, and she was brought up here to sing the national anthem. I didn't know she won a Grammy.
So in the chat, we're gonna play this. All right, and I know what my number is. Okay, so what is your vote on this? Is possibly the worst rendition of the national anthem in history. 1 being, it's not that bad. 10 being, oh my God. Okay, play it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
All right, we're okay. We're okay, right?
What so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in
Were those fireworks?
gave proof
Fireworks sound better.
to the night that our flag was
Here it is.
still there.
People are going, oh!
Say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Oh, brutal.
Oh, man.
And the home of the brave.
Okay, I don't think that's worse.
That's the worst one ever. Like, I'm sorry.
No. I think Fergie's was worse. But
no.
Here's the thing. You look at her, because I didn't know who this chick was. You look at her and you're like, oh, that's like Tony said, some high school student, some college student tried their best. Aw, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Grammy award-winning artist for her talent of singing.
No, that's the lady that's in church that always wants to lead the choir. And like, no, Brenda, sit down. No, not today. We can't do it today.
Someone on YouTube said 10 nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Sounds better than this.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, I mean, this is the All-Star game, correct?
Yeah, this is Arlington.
Where
This is the best you can come up with,
Where
Texas.
is the team that sits in the back and listens to practice, because they have to practice them. They have to get all their tones down and everything right before the game.
Horrible.
Where's the team back there that's saying, dude, we effed up. We can't have you sing the national anthem. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the church choir instead. I'm sorry. We can't have you sing it.
Dude, like,
sorry.
I don't care. Go find a redneck on the side of the road with a set of spoons. They'll play it better. Like, I mean, anything at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
even for her benefit, because now she's become infamous for this rendition of the
it's
national anthem.
horrible. And there's been some doozies. I mean, Carl Lewis, I'd say,
yeah.
was horrible. Roseanne Barr was bad. Like y'all showed me, Fergie was bad. But I'm telling y'all, this was.
It was up there. Yeah, this is up there.
This was bad. This was very bad. But anyway, so there's no denying that I'm a huge fan of Pat McAfee. I'm standing up right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Alabama.
Simply because of I see Pat McAfee doing it, and I'm like, you know what? That looks really comfortable. I'm going to try that. And thank you, Pat. It is very comfortable. I love it. But we have to remind ourselves of something. Pat McAfee is on ESPN, which is run and owned by Disney. Pat McAfee's going to be in trouble after this one because he had Dana White on his show the other day, and this is what Dana had to talk about. Here we go.
How is he, and what does your week look like? And was there ever a thought of him going to UFC Denver?
No, he was never going to UFC Denver. I was on a plane to Italy, so he wouldn't go to the UFC unless I was there, number one. Number two, I've been saying this forever about this guy. He is one of the toughest, most resilient human beings that I have ever met in my life. And let me tell you what, everybody wants to act like a tough guy, right? Everybody wants to act like a tough guy. Well, when the shit goes down, you find out who tough guys are and who tough guys are not. This guy is the legitimate, ultimate American badass of all time. You know, the guy takes a shot at him. He goes down. He stands up, and then he starts chanting to the crowd and fight, fight, fight. I literally was blown away. I called him as soon as I landed. I called him, and he answered, and he was already home from the hospital. And we talked for like 30 minutes. Pat, I'm telling you, I have never known a human being like this in my life. He is literally one of the toughest, most badass guys of all time. And listen, you don't like him. You can say whatever you want about him. It is undebatable now. Literally undebatable. This sniper tried to take a shot at him and missed him by millimeters. A bullet through the ear. I had a buddy in Boston when we grew up, and a bunch of guys tried to kill him one night outside of a bar. And he was never the same again. He was never the same. He literally moved out of South Boston and went down South Shore and was never the same again mentally after that happened to him. This guy's almost 80 years old. The guy tried to blow his head off. And to have the reaction that he did when he got up, this guy's been a friend of mine for 25 years. He's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. He's an unbelievable friend. And he is forever now the ultimate American badass. That picture that you just showed will go down in history 100 years after we're dead.
I only have one question. Where's the lie?
There is.
Look, whether you like him or not, and listen, I don't care. All right, if there's trolls in the chat, great. This is for you. Where's the lie right there? Whether you're going to vote for Donald Trump or whether you're going to vote for Joe Biden. Look, I don't care. That's your right to do so, okay? I put on a uniform and fought so you could do that. All right, so did Graham. That's your prerogative. But where's the lie in that statement?
He even mentioned it's undebatable, which is true.
Yeah. There's nothing about what Dana White just said that can be argued, period. And I'm so ready for Trump's speech at the RNC because Dana White is introducing him. And, oh, my God, dude, that's going to be so epic on so many levels.
So Todd, why are you saying that Pat McAfee is going to be in trouble?
Because they run by Disney.
Because he let Dana White come on there.
Oh, yeah. Just wait. There'll be some retaliation for that, man. There'll be some retaliation for that. Ain't no doubt. But that's okay. You know, we'll just put Pat McAfee here on Rumble. I see a win-win in that.
Well, I think big companies have to start coming around because, I mean, the American people are speaking. I mean, I know you have the liberals on the left saying that, you know, Trump is not who we think he is and he's supposed whatnot, but it's not even a red wave anymore. It's the red movement. I don't know what it is, but people from black neighborhoods, Latin neighborhoods, Asians, everybody is starting to come around. They're all starting to see Biden is not our guy. Trump just got shot at, and he got up, and he keeps on fighting. He keeps on coming. That's what we need for our country, and I think people are starting to come around, and big companies are starting to come around as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're right. I'm going to respectfully agree to disagree on that. I think they're going to get more radical, not less. I think they'll get more. I think they'll get worse. Because the closer we get to November the 5th, the worse it's going to get. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't see it. But then again, I think we're far enough now in America that it's going to have to take something extremely radical for us to right this ship. I mean, that's just where I'm at. But to comment on one little section of what Dana White just said, he was talking about his friend in Boston that got, they tried to kill him and he was never the same. There's no truer statement than that. I know guys that wore a uniform and deployed multiple times that as soon as they walked away from their first firefight, they're different forever. You walk different, you act different, you talk different. Even when we get back home, things are different. All right, and that's what we get paid to do. Like, we know ahead of time, this is where I'm going, and this is what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So Trump's speech, it's Thursday, right, Royce? Mm-hmm. All right, Trump's speech Thursday is going to tell me a lot. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to vote for him, because obviously, that's already checked. But it's going to tell me a lot about how he's going to be moving forward. Just because I've seen. Now, I will tell you this. I watched a little bit of the RNC yesterday when he was sitting down, and he had a different look in his eyes. It looked very passionate, and typically he looks like he's kind of pissed all the time, and he looked a little different. So I'm really anxious to see how he's going to talk on Thursday after this assassination attempt.
Here's really quick before we move on. Here's what I know about President Trump. And Dana White made a video when he, again, to bring it up again, when he was indicted, he brought up he made a video where he said that he had called the president moments after that happened and just to check in on him, and he was unfazed. Mm-hmm. After all these attacks, all these indictments, unfazed. And I've spent a small amount of time with the president, and when I was with him, he spoke for 2 hours in Ohio at a freezing cold rally, then got on his plane, had a 2-hour flight back to Florida where he spoke with was interviewed by reporters the whole time during his flight, landed at 1 a.m. and then went home. I remember watching this 70-year-old guy and being amazed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
then he gets shot.
Yeah, I remember that interview.
And he shows up at the RNC 2 days later.
And I do remember that interview after he was indicted and after his mugshot was taken. Yeah, of course, he hasn't changed his resolve at all. But I'm not going to say I'm worried about it, because honestly, I think Trump is that much of a thug that he's probably going to come out harder. Because I really think that me and Adon have similar mentalities. Like, that's just going to aggravate me even more and want me to go even harder, which is probably going to cause me to get shot at again, just like Trump. But again, it's going to be interesting. His speech on Thursday is going to be something to be remembered. This could be one of those historic American speeches that is played over and over and over. He has an opportunity to. I think the deal is already sealed for November after the shot was taken, but he has the opportunity Thursday in his speech to put the nail in the coffin.
He even said that he threw out his last speech.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fresh.
Just touching on what you just said, Todd, with the opportunity that he has on Thursday, I think you're 100% right. And what I meant earlier when I was saying that people are going to start coming around is because he has a golden opportunity right now to unite the country.
Exactly.
Because we are so fractured right now. But what we saw on Saturday when they tried to assassinate him was not only a very strong leader, but we also saw a little bit of vulnerability when he was shot, when he came down. You saw that look in his face. He was a little frazzled, and right when the Secret Service picked him up, but then he started pumping his fist like fight, fight, fight.
Yeah.
But we saw a human. We saw the very, one of the most powerful people, if not the most powerful person in the world, right then and there look a little vulnerable. And I think if his team was smart, they would come out and say, let's not be the Trump of old. Let's be more of the healer now. Let's be more of the, you know, I'm human as well. Let's all look to the future. And even you know, we all bleed the same color blood. Let's unite the country and, you know, come together and get rid of all this garbage that we have for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how he takes advantage of this opportunity on Thursday. But God, I hate saying this woman's name. Joy Reid. Just like I want to every time I say it. So her take on the assassination attempt is a little bit different than most, but it's really not surprising. Let's go ahead.
Universal kind of reaction that I'm getting, whether it's civilians or, you know, professionals, is really a deep concern and lack of confidence in not us at this table or us at MSNBC, but us as the media writ large. And a fear that what's going to happen now is that the Republican Party will do what they do. They're in the middle of a campaign. You know, the convention started today. But the media will acquiesce to trying to convince people that the things they've been experiencing for the last, you know, 5-6 years didn't happen. That the greatest purveyor and promoter of political violence, really, you know, since anyone can remember, since George Wallace, I think, you know, that we just haven't experienced that kind of open, you know, sort of citing or sort of incitement of violence or sort of luxuriating in the idea of violence. It's just not something we're used to anymore in American politics. And then we had to get used to that being a thing. And people are concerned and expressing concern that we won't be the guardians of memory and that we will allow Donald Trump, as he is, you know, bathed in the glory and grandeur of his party, to rewrite himself as both a hero and a victim, that people who are the most vulnerable to not just the things he's done, but the things he's promising to do, and that will then happen without a guardian saying, wait, stop. And then the media will acquiesce to this rewrite. And the people that I've been talking to don't accept the rewrite.
See, y'all, you see my hand here? Like, that here, that makes me so angry, I shake. Like, woosah.
Breathe, Todd. Breathe.
To say, for her to be able, and she's at the RNC right now, right? She's at a little table there, okay? To her,
you can hear the RNC in the background.
For her to have the cojones to be in that building with Donald Trump and say, oh, no, every time he tries to play the victim, we're going to be the guardians and we're going to set the record straight. Lady, he is the victim. Like, and I hate to say, because I don't believe in this victim mentality. I don't. But let's call a spade a spade. All right? Let's be honest here. Have any of y'all been shot? All right? I haven't seen one. Yeah, I haven't seen one celebrity come out and say, I'm going to blow up the White House. Well, Madonna did it when Trump was inaugurated. Johnny Depp came out and said, has an actor ever assassinated a president? I don't hear that kind of stuff on the right side of the house. All right? And again, and I see the comments, well, Todd, that's just your Christian, thing keeping you grounded. No, that's, even if I wasn't a Christian, which I am, I'd still be a moral human being.
It's a common sense thing, not a Christian
thing.
thing.
Exactly. I mean, well, it's good sense because it ain't common no more. But, I mean, we have to continue. Donald Trump was... Go ahead.
Hold on. I was going to say, well, what I got from that little Joy Reid panel there was they're already... Their anger for Donald Trump is going to keep them from opening their minds to anything that's going to happen if he does win the presidency.
Again.
Because I was going to say, because I'm guilty of that too. When Obama got voted in, I didn't vote for him, but I came to the realization that he's my president, he's our commander in chief. I'm going to give him a chance and see what he does. These people are already closed-minded off. They're not going to give him a chance no matter what he does. He can send a gold bar to every single house in the United States and they would still find something bad about whatever Donald Trump is doing. So
Yeah, and that's why I say that there's no unitingness. Like that's why I continue to say that we're too far gone. There's no unitingness. Like when a human being gets shot and was half an inch away from losing his life, just because he stands on the other side of the line in the sand that you do, and your first thing is to say, it sucks that he missed, he shouldn't play the victim, and that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth, not, oh my God, look, guys, we might be on the different side of the aisle, but he's still a father. He's still a husband. He's still a human being, and that's not okay. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. That's not okay.
Exactly. Well said, Todd. Yep, exactly.
You know, I mean, that's it. And I'm sorry. I said this yesterday, and I mean it. These liberals, these actors, these singers, these politicians that are putting this stuff out, they might not have pulled the trigger, but make no mistake, they're responsible. Mm-hmm. Sorry. I said what I said. Write it. I don't care.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Anyway. But Trump was seen for the first time at the RNC, and this will be my next Halloween costume. I'm just being honest. That's what I'm wearing. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween.
Next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
I'm telling y'all, like, and maybe it wears off. I don't know. Maybe the adrenaline is still pumping there. The body language is different. Like, it's different. The facial expressions, the movements, the body language, all of that is a little different. But, I mean, that's to be expected. You know, that's to be expected.
Yeah, he just went through a traumatic
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, if I'm him, I'm looking at everybody in the crowd. Man, I'm checking everything. And as soon as I sit down, I'm like, where are the exits? You know, because obviously Secret Service ain't going to protect you. That's obvious. So you better start finding the exits yourself, bro.
The only thing that I have to compare it to is anybody who's been in a car accident. Let's say you get rear-ended. For the next few months as you're driving, you're always looking at your rearview mirror, see if they're slowing down, not running, So, yeah, I mean, that's understandable. He was through a traumatic situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost disagree. I feel like I didn't see a scared man.
No, I'm not saying scared. I didn't say scared. I'm just saying it's different. And I don't know what the difference is.
I think he's angry.
It's exhausted. Yeah.
No. I don't think he's exhausted. I think he's fired up.
You think so?
I think he's fired up, dude. I think inside this guy's ready to keep fighting.
Oh, bro.
That's what we heard out of the hospital. I don't know if it was Eric or Don Jr. that came out, but they were like, he's not stopping. He's ready to go. That's from in the hospital that they told us that.
Yeah.
I think he is just so full of like, this is happening. He's
100%. 100%. I would go, I am 85.7% sure that you're right. I am. And I'm 100% praying that you're right, because that's what we need right now. We need him to take the stage, and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, you missed.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think he's going to sit here and be like, man, that was a close one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's going to go up there and give the most incredible speech that unites America. I think that was his first true social after was Unite America.
Yeah.
He's going to go up there and unite America, right?
Wouldn't it be awesome If Jack Black came out and spoke and he's like, I wore my Dark Brandon shirt. Brr, 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 brr. If Trump was like, yeah, hey Jack, I wore my shirt too, and he unbuttons it and it says, boom, you missed. That'd be epic. That's
Well,
just some
again,
stuff
I
would
kind of
do.
mentioned it yesterday, but now there's MAGA hats with bullets.
Bullet holes in the
Going
sides.
this way. No, not bullet holes, just a bullet.
Oh,
It's like
bullet
that- it's like
going by
flying.
the ear.
Going by.
Exactly. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
hard, man.
Gotta find me one of those. So Don Jr. and of course, again, we say that like they're just doing it different now. Like the media is just they're not apologetic. Not once have I seen like MSNBC, CNN, or anybody like say this is horrible. This shouldn't happen. They're just disgusting human beings. I mean, they are literally scum buckets. I'm sorry.
Scum buckets.
They are. They are these scum, like that stuff that gets stuck on the corner of your mouth when you've been talking for too long.
I just think of SpongeBob, like the chum bucket.
Yeah, they're lower than that.
He is a chum bucket
He's a
sandwich.
chum
Yeah.
bucket.
So this reporter for MSNBC, instead of asking, Don Jr. things like that, he goes straight for just, I don't even know where this question came from.
Let's just watch. Let's just watch.
It's just,
What is that change going to look like, Don? What practically your father as president, I think you would even say, was a divisive figure. What's it going to look like in the second term?
I don't think he was a divisive figure at all. I think the media created divisiveness around him. They lied about Russia collusion. They said he was a traitor. They went after him in every which way possible. If the media actually starts being an honest broker, talking about the things that he did, the prosperity he brought, the peace deals that he signed around the world, rather than the disaster that we're living right now, I think you'd do everyone in the country a big favor.
I know immigration's important to him. I covered the family separation crisis closely. Will we continue to see policies like separating 5,000 children deliberately from their parents?
You mean the Obama administration?
You know they didn't do that, sir.
Okay, sure.
Will there be a second family separation policy?
It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
What is that?
dude, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. That reporter got off easy. Like, he
A
really
little bit,
did.
man. Yeah.
He got off easy. Like, everybody's like, oh, Don Jr., you shouldn't have done that. Bro, his dad just got shot. Like, his dad, like, somebody just tried to kill his father. It would have took everything I had to not go fisticuffs on that reporter if that was my father. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I'm just be honest with all of you. But go ahead.
I think Don, I mean, of course, Donald Trump's whole family probably has a bit of rage inside of them as well, firing up. But like I mentioned yesterday, moments before Donald Trump was on stage, Don Jr. and his children were on stage.
Yeah.
This guy's got to be mad. And he's
yeah.
not taking anything. I don't
Nope.
think any of the Trumps are taking anything at this point.
I mean,
that's right where they need to be.
I know that reporters and news networks have a job to do, whatnot, but where's your humanity?
They don't have it, bro.
The guy just got shot at 40. He almost lost his life. He was an inch away from getting his head blown off. And the first thing that reporter comes up with is your dad gonna have the same divisive policies?
Which by the way, it was Obama that built the cages and did all of that, not Trump. Obama deported more illegals than Trump did by a lot. And just like, they're scum, man. Scum bucket.
It's
Just.
yeah. I mean,
I'm trying, Royce. I'm trying.
If anything, I think the media is the one that's being the most divisive figures of all.
100%.
I mean, they're just, I think it all started with Obama. And I've always said this for many, many, many years. I think Obama started dividing our country with all the. Remember, he wouldn't say. He wouldn't support our police officers. He wouldn't say illegal aliens. He wouldn't say terrorists or anything like that. I think he just started a divisiveness that's still running rampant through our country. And like you keep saying, Todd, I think the system, our country is broken, and I think it's gonna take a miracle of God to bring our country back together. I hope not. I hope Trump can do it.
And you see, to kind of go into that a little bit more, Tony. I don't think Like as far as God's concerned, I think that God has gone from the start of America. Y'all don't need me? Okay, all right. Figure it out yourself. Yep. I'm just going to sit back here and watch. This is what you wanted. This is what you want. So I'm going to give it to you. Enjoy.
Yeah. Good point.
I'm sorry. I do not feel like the hand of God is on our country anymore. Like I do not.
With that. I
do not. I don't.
That's okay, Royce. We can disagree with each other.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Royce. Say why.
Yeah. Here's the thing. No matter what, God is with America. God, America is founded on God and Jesus and those beliefs. And we can preach this, but no matter where you are in your walk of life, and no matter where America is in any point in time, God is staying with us and God is protecting us. And if you don't believe that God has his hand on this country, then how do you explain how Donald Trump survived that?
Because
if God
God's
was not here, if God was
That's
not
not what I'm
protecting
saying,
us,
Dr.
this turned
Evil.
into a religious
Not what
argument.
I'm saying.
I'm just
God's
saying.
hand can be off the country, but on an individual. That's what I'm saying. Do I think God's hand was on Donald Trump? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. But do I think God's protection and he's covered America at this point? No. No.
Again,
now is
I
he
have
on
to-
people?
I
For
don't think God's finished.
Again, I have to
think
go
God's still in
back.
America.
I have to go back and blame Obama. I'm sorry. I think as a president, he was very divisive. He wouldn't even say God when he was in there. He would remember he had this whole thing about not leaving out people or whatnot, and he wouldn't support our police officers, say anything about the church. God. I think he was the one that started this whole divisiveness in our country, and it like I keep saying, I think it's still running rampant in our country.
Yeah.
I asked my
again-
parents one time when all this changed, when everything's changed, and they said with Obama.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And again, I know a lot of y'all are attacking me right now, and that's okay. We can all have differences, but listen, just because I don't think God's hands on us right now doesn't mean I don't think God will put it back. Like, read the book of Judges. Took his hand off of Israel several times and let a whole bunch of bad stuff happen. That doesn't mean we can't get it back. I just don't think in this time in our history that God is got his hand on us. Now, I mean, country as a whole, again, people. Now, God's hand's on me. It's on Tony. It's on Dr. Evil. It's on Graham.
Why you call me
All
Dr. Evil, bro?
Because
What I do?
I don't know, the way you're in your chair and just like, yeah, exactly. It's, I'm sorry.
It's like $1 million.
$1 million. Anyway, so let's check on Trump's Secret Service for a second. Hopefully it changed. Let's take a look.
Oh, here we go.
That's a lot of people. And I did notice one thing. Did anybody else see it?
They're all men.
I didn't see one 5'2"
all men.
They were all big, strapping men. Men. Just saying. So, and I wasn't going to say this, but okay, we're already down the rabbit hole. Because we got to get to J.D. Vance, and we're going to get to it, I promise. But I just want to ask this one question because I thought about this yesterday. Biden has granted Secret Service to RFK. I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking, but I will ask Tony and Royce. Why do you think Biden gave RFK? Are y'all on the same page with conspiracy that I'm thinking? I mean, maybe
I don't
I'm
think
crazy.
I know the conspiracy that you're thinking of.
Do you? All right. So, is it possible? Okay, because I don't want to be like Joey Reid and just throw out some crazy stuff. But do you think it's possible? And I can neither confirm nor deny.
Really quick, before your conspiracy, how it looked to me when I first read that is his hand is forced because of what happened to Trump.
Right.
Like
right.
it looks really bad if he doesn't give that to RFK
I
at this
agree.
point.
But do you think it's kind of like a win-win situation because now you stretch the Secret Service a little bit more thin?
I was thinking that exact same thing, Todd, when you just said that. And if I were Trump, he can afford it. I would get rid of my Secret Service detail because they're all under the Biden administration right now. And I would bring in freaking retired military, SEAL Team 6, be on me 24/7, man. Just, that's just me because I can afford it.
I'm asking for a friend.
I guess, right? Who killed JFK?
Oh, Herbert Hoover.
Well, it was the CIA, right?
Yeah,
right? CIA, internal government sources.
Mm-hmm.
RFK didn't have Secret Service. He didn't have government law enforcement on him, and now he does, right? And the conspiracy that the Secret Service was involved in Trump's thing, right? Maybe they're being brought in to be involved with something for RFK. That's really conspiracy, right?
Yeah, I'm just asking for a friend because as soon as that happened, I was like, wow, that's possible. Anyway, let's go to our final ad for the day, and that is Patriot Mobile.
Mobile.
Ladies and hey, Royce. ladies and gentlemen, get away from these woke cell phone companies right now. These people that are just pro-liberal that, you know what, I'm not even going to say it. Give these guys a call at Patriot Mobile. There's a lot of people in the chat, and we get emails all the time from followers and fans of the show that say, hey, look, I switched to Patriot Mobile, and it's amazing. You can take your phone and your number with you. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. That's patriotmobile.com/Graham. And Patriot Mobile has this really cool little device thing that you just call Patriot Mobile One. It doesn't matter where you at. It doesn't matter if you're in an AT&T network or a Verizon network. You can switch between the towers. I would have loved to have had that on the beach this weekend because there was no Verizon service. But switch to patriotmobile.com right now. That's patriotmobile.com/Graham. Okay, let's get into this J.D. Vance. Let's just jump right into it with the... Yeah, I can read that. With the announcement from President Trump. He says... After lengthy deliberation and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio. J.D. honorably served our country in the Marine Corps, graduated from Ohio State University, won't hold that against you, in 2 years, summa cum laude, and is Yale Law School graduate, where he was editor of the Yale Law Journal and president of the Yale Law Veterans Association. J.D.'s book... I love that he said this. Hillbilly Elegy became a major bestseller and movie as it championed the hardworking men and women of our country. JD has had a very successful business career in technology, finance, and now during the campaign will be strongly focused on the people he fought so brilliantly for, the American workers and farmers in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, and far beyond.
Okay.
All right, so we have a little, so this is a question that we're going to spend a little minute talking about. Can you imagine the debate between these two right now? I mean, oh, God. So here's the question. Which one do you think is going to be worse? Do you think Trump versus Biden or J.D. Vance versus Kamala?
I think 100% they're both Biden and Harris are going to get smoked.
Well, so, neither of the Democrat candidates can put a coherent sentence together.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Neither of them. This is going to be her talking about yellow buses and the space-time.
Yesterday of yesterday of the yesterday is the yesterday of yesterday. Like she said that like a couple days ago. Like
so,
it was...
and also before we move on, I actually want to get both of your guys' thoughts on what we think of Trump's pick for VP.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know a lot about this guy before time. Now, I know that he came out against Trump when he was younger. And, I mean, called him everything. You know, he's a piece of garbage, blah, 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 blah. He's a threat to democracy, yada, yada, yada. But I will say this. All right, for me, the true characteristics of a leader, okay, is you have several things. But on the top of my list, as having a must-have characteristic of a leader is being able to step outside and admit when you're wrong. Okay? And say, yeah, that was on me. I'm sorry. My bad. That shouldn't have happened. My fault. Okay? Which is something that Democrats they don't have the ability of doing. They don't. Okay, and J.D. Vance has said it. Look, I was a young dude. I was like completely overtaken by the fake news media, and the more I researched, the more I looked into Donald Trump. Yes, I will be the first to tell you he has been the greatest president of my generation. And he admitted he was wrong. Now, I do have a little respect for him because of that, but I got to admit, I'm not sold yet. Like, I have to admit, I'm not sold. But time will tell. We'll see.
All right. Royce?
A little bit of that, right? I don't really know much about J.D. Vance except for the TikToks that I've seen since the announcement. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know, but I saw a TikTok that said he's only been in office since 2022 or 2020.
It hasn't been long.
Not very long. And he wrote this book, and supposedly in this book, he said he was a never Trumper, or he said it at some point. And I think we have a clip on his Never Trumper comments. But
Yeah.
for me, he obviously wasn't my pick. He was nobody that we were talking about in our discussions at all. I think he was brought up and we were like, no, not JD Vance. I don't think he was anybody's pick. I've not heard any political commentary of somebody saying JD Vance is the guy. Nah, I don't think. Again, I don't know much about him. It's clear that he used to be or claimed to be a never Trumper. That's not a good sign, right? The tides have shifted. Okay,
Yeah.
you got Tulsi Gabbard now, who was like in consideration, I guess. But I don't know. From what I've seen recently, I think he'll do good. I just don't know if he's the one to carry the mantle, like we also discussed before.
So my thoughts are, I think it was a very smart pick because he's young, and he could work his way into carrying on the mantle for Trump after the 4 years that Trump is there. I don't know much about him either. I do think that we still, just deep in my soul, I still think that we needed a woman in there because of the suburban housewife votes and whatnot. But this all this could have changed with the assassination
shooting.
attempt. Yeah, the shooting.
Yeah.
So I think it could have all changed. But you know, he did come out touching on what Todd said. He did come out and he apologized and he said he was wrong because, I mean, me being a man, a father, a husband, it's harder to say I'm wrong than it is I'm sorry. He came out and he literally said, I was wrong about Trump, and I give him props for that.
100%.
You know, yeah, 100%. And he explained why he did it or whatnot. So hopefully it is a good pick. But you know, I have to say that I don't think it matters who his VP is going to be for the election. I think Trump's got it locked down. That's just
Yeah, and I
he's
think
got it
that's
locked
why
in.
this
Yeah.
pick was made. Honestly, like, because at the end of the day, Trump doesn't do anything without thinking over it. And he has, and I told y'all way weeks ago, I really believe that he had options A, B, C, D, and E. Like, and then once that ear got clipped, it changed everything.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and maybe,
I could see that.
maybe in Trump's mind, JD Vance was his number one pick, but Vance didn't have a big enough name to get him over the finish line, and now he's shot. Well, I can go back because he was my go-to pick because now I'm going to win this thing no matter what.
Yeah,
You know,
I can see that,
so.
yeah.
But what's interesting to me, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes, is who they're talking about taking Vance's place in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I like that narrative a whole lot more, and maybe, just maybe, that's why Trump made this pick, to pull Vance out of the Senate, put Vivek in it, to get him some experience for 2028.
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
Shall we listen to what Tucker has to say?
Yeah, let's go. So this is what Tucker Carlson had to say about J.D. Vance.
I learned. So now J.D. Vance is the VP pick, and I think every person who pays close attention has got to be thrilled by that. And if you don't know much about J.D. Vance, I'm not even going to make a case for J.D. Vance. I'm going to tell you what I just saw, which is that every bad person I've ever met in a lifetime in Washington was aligned against J.D. Vance. And I do think the negative case is often more powerful because I know of myself, I do not think I'm a particularly good person. I have strong reasons for feeling that way. I don't always think that my side is right. I know for a fact I have been wrong many, many times. And I hope to correct and be honest about my error. So it's not like I think that, I'm always, God's always on my side. Sometimes I'm not on God's side. But I definitely know who's representing the other side. It's a lot easier to tell who the people who are only in it because they like, killing other people in pointless wars. Like, I know who those people are. And their odor is so powerful that I can smell one when he walks in the room. And every single one of those people in a line that would extend from Milwaukee to Chicago was lined up over the last week to knife J.D. Vance. Not on personal grounds. I mean, he's a perfectly nice guy. He's like one of the only members of the Senate with a happy marriage. True. But because they thought he would be harder to manipulate and slightly less enthusiastic about killing people. That's it. That he would be an impediment to their exercising power. And boy, they went after him in a way I've just kind of never seen. Which I think happens every day in Washington. I just don't have a vantage on it because I'm far, far away and grateful to be.
And that speaks volumes right there. Like he said, everybody in the political world wanted to knife J.D. Vance. That speaks volumes about somebody's character right there. When everybody is against you and everybody hates you, the way I look at it is if you're a politician and everybody hates you, you're doing something right. You know, I mean, that's just where we are right now. But Vivek said something about it too. This is what Vivek had to say about it.
Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
JD was born in humble circumstances. He's lived the American dream as well. His wife, Usha, is somebody who's a friend of our family as well. She was also a law school classmate. I think she could be a big attribute in this campaign in reaching non-traditional voters. And even further for JD himself, he is somebody who has a unique vantage point for bringing in new voters. Here's what it is. He wasn't somebody who was a Donald Trump evangelist back in 2016. So I think that's actually
it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, well, I acknowledge that. But what I would say is he can actually reach a lot of other people who also weren't in the Donald Trump camp in 2016. And in a very personal and authentic way, he can say, look, here's why I moved. And here's why I want you to come with us as well. So I think that's you. JD was born.
Yeah, and so to piggyback off of what Vivek just said, because I saw a whole lot of hatred last night on the left side of the fence when that young lady spoke. What's her name? The actress that's
Amber Rose?
Yeah. Oh my God, they're just inhumane. She's a porn star, blah, 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 blah. Like, y'all think Dylan Mulvaney is a brave woman. Shut up. But, you know, the reason she was up there is because she hated Donald Trump. And now she can speak to the American people of what changed her mind. And who's the best to do that? That's what Amber's going to do. That's what J.D. Vance is going to do. He can go to his people in Ohio and the surrounding areas and say, y'all, I was with you. Just a few years ago, I hated the man. But let me tell you now why I'm for him.
That's a good perspective.
It's,
again, my only gripe was, he used to hate Trump, but that's exactly right.
Yeah, well, it's the old saying. It's very hard to lead somebody from the desert if you've never been there yourself.
This thought just came to my mind that, again, I didn't know much about Vance, but just from hearing the things that are coming out and listening to you guys here, I hope him coming from a humble beginning and not have a silver spoon in his mouth and just not having a lot of experience being in politics for very long hasn't corrupted him yet as being one of those lifelong politicians. And he is going to bring new ideas, new blood, new energy to the White House, because he is, in essence, going to be the second most powerful man in the world. Because if something, Lord forbid, something happened to Trump, he is going to be the guy. So, you know, I'm excited to see that, having a young guy there and having somebody who will bring different perspectives, the way he thinks or whatnot, to see what he does in the White House. So that's just my
yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with anything in that statement. So what do we have next? Let's skip to Elon. I was just thinking that. So after the shooting, Elon Musk come out and he just straight up said, I'm 100% behind my endorsement of Donald Trump. Well, he just doubled down. Elon Musk plans to donate $45 million. Do it, Royce. Do it, Dr. Evil.
What am I doing?
$1 million. Man, forget it. Yeah, the moment is ruined.
I'm too young for that. I don't really.
Musk plans to
give $45 million.
There you go. That's what I was talking about. $1 million a month to super PAC backing Trump. That's what Tony did the math for me earlier because I'm from Mississippi. You said
it's $135 million.
$135 million for 3 months. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I love me some Donald Trump. I really do. I ain't giving him $135 million.
Yeah, but when you're the richest guy in the world, worth hundreds of billions of dollars.
I don't care. If I had $7 billion in the bank, I still ain't giving him.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. Out of that $45 million, can I just have $1 million?
That's all I'm saying. Like that's the Hot Seat Todd Make-A-Wish Foundation, donate today. I'm just saying. But yeah, $45 million a month. And so to a new political group backing the ex-president Donald Trump in the 2024 election, according to a report. The Tesla boss, who fully endorsed Trump in the wake of the weekend assassination attempt, is one of several tech mongols contributing to the American PAC, sources told the Wall Street Journal. And FYI, if you haven't seen, the head of the Teamsters is speaking for Trump at the RNC right now, and that is huge. That hasn't happened in years. The group is reportedly focused on rallying support for Trump in swing states to counter ground covered by the Democrats through the Get Out to Vote campaigns, the newspaper reported. Other backers included Planeteer Technologies co-founder Joe Lonsdale, the Winklevoss twins, God, these names, man, former U.S. Ambassador to Canada, Kelly Craft, and her husband, Joe Craft, the chief executive of coal producer Alliance Resource Partners, the outlet reported. America Pact was formed in Austin, Texas in May, where Musk's electric car company is headquartered. So,
really quick, is this photo from when he got shot?
It looks like it.
Look at how there's no hair over this ear, but there is on this ear.
Dude, stop.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I just noticed
random
that.
thoughts from Royce there.
Random thoughts.
Here we go. You're just going to feed to their conspiracy.
I didn't mean to, but that is interesting.
Hey, guys, I hope they're putting as much effort into the House and the Senate seats and whatnot that are coming up that they are on the presidential election, because that's just as important, if not more. Because, you know, if Trump gets into office and the Democrats lock up the House and the Senate, I mean, we're going to be at a standstill again. So hopefully they're putting just as much energy into that. I mean, we haven't talked about a lot of the House and the Senate, you know, all the races coming up and whatnot.
Well,
we've been focusing a lot on the presidential stuff with Biden and his, you know, cognitive abilities and whatnot. And I'm just saying, I mean, I hope the Republicans are looking closely at all those seats coming up.
Well, here's what I am excited about right now, that Cori Bush is getting destroyed in her primary right now.
She is.
She's down 23 points, and I love it. Absolutely love it. But that's all the time we have for this morning. Royce, I hope you kept up with the super questions, because I don't have them.
I can't see the Rumble super questions.
Tony, can you? Can you go? Has your live chat been up the whole time, Tony?
Yes, sir.
If it has, scroll all the way to the top.
And we do not have any from YouTube.
Okay.
Sadly.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
All we have on YouTube
I'm
is
on
people
YouTube.
calling me Dr. Evil.
Yes, you're
Dr. Evil.
Hey, look.
So
man,
you
gotta
can't
have
put
a
these up
nickname.
on the screen, Royce?
No, you're going to have to read them.
I'll find them. I just can't see which ones are super chats.
All right, here we go. Let's see. From TNB1984, I don't think anyone remembers the fact that Manchin said, wait till this weekend. Seems suspicious to me.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, but I got to admit, I think that's a reach. I mean, nobody's that stupid to say that out loud.
Really? I mean, people are pretty
They
stupid.
tend to say the quiet part out loud quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, from Jay Witten 84. How is Trump responsible for January 6th? But Biden said on live TV on July 8th, we need to put Trump in a bullseye. He needs to be held responsible.
Okay, my first question is that Jason Witten right there? Former
know,
Cowboys tight end? That would be awesome.
No, Jason Witten was 88. No, he wasn't 88. What was he? He's 82, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was 82.
82,
okay.
yeah.
And that's, look, I've said this on all of my socials. Now, every time one of these morons look at me and say January 6th, I'm going to say J13. Shut up.
Yep.
Because the only person that died on January 6th was a conservative. And then you tried to kill another one on J13. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it anymore.
There you go.
82. He was 82.
From Grinstead Boys 3. Grinstead Boys 3, sorry. My liberal family almost kicked me out of their house over the weekend because I wore a shirt that said I'm voting for the felon. They said they wish the shooter didn't miss. Trump 2024, America number one.
Look, listen, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. But at this point, you're better off. I mean, you're better off not living in that household at this point. I hate that happened, but that's how crazy this country is today.
Yeah, I had someone tell me that's why you always aim for the body.
We've seen restaurants to kick people out when they're wearing MAGA hats and T-shirts or whatnot. You know, it's just, I mean,
insanity, man.
Again, if you have a different opinion, that's the country we live in. I mean, that's our right to have our own opinions and our own free speech. So if you don't like it, you don't have to believe it. Just, you know, leave the people alone. Nobody's asking you to believe it.
Whatever happened to sticks and stones? That's my thing. Like, whatever happened to sticks and stones? You know, and we can agree to disagree. Like, whatever happened to that? Like,
all right, here we go. Pastor Scott 1. This is off topic, so sorry. But is the DA team willing to share with us the means and method of how you run podcast program? I think DA can be like the disciplines and multiple people.
Well, yeah, we can. It's really not that complicated. Just be honest with you. If I can do it, anybody in the chat can do it.
If the redneck can do it.
Like, I'm just telling you. If anybody can do it, if I can do it, anybody can.
Brandalorian 97. Crowder's cold open yesterday was, in my opinion, beautifully said. If you haven't commented, I'm sorry, if you haven't recommended to take a listen of, you haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, the cold open of Crowder.
I didn't see
it.
it.
It was pretty solid. Yeah.
Was it? What
I
was it
I
about?
recommend. It just basically saying everything. Basically, is a culmination of what Bongino said, what we've said, and what I said in the afternoon.
I gotta check it out. I haven't
It was
seen
pretty
it.
solid. I would
haven't seen
recommend that.
All right. Deb West 17. Notice all Secret Service there are men. Yeah, we talked about that. Yep. Diane MCC 75. The only thing I want to hear from JD Vance is an explanation of him being a never Trumper. Also, Trump looks different, but I think he looks humbled.
Yeah, and that's, again, I don't know what the body language is. I don't know what the difference is, and we'll find out Thursday. But the body language is different. It is different.
I could see how it can be taken in a couple of different ways. You say he looks calm, right? To me, I just feel like there's something cooking inside. And
I agree. It would not surprise me if he comes out guns blazing Thursday. Would not surprise me a bit.
Yeah. See, I saw him, and he does look. I mean, I agree with Todd, but I also agree with Royce. I do think he looks a little different because, like you said, when you're through a traumatic situation, you start noticing things a little bit more, detailed wise or whatnot. But I also think, Royce, like you said, I think he doesn't look like somebody who's defeated or anything like that. I just think he's probably gonna come out guns blazing on Thursday.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Here we go. Greggy Bongo.
Nice.
Morning, guys. This morning I was reading Psalm 50:16-23. It describes those three harpies and everyone who wishes harm on him and us. Really encouraging knowing these words come from the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Todd, that's your department.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I don't talk about this kind of stuff, but because people send me crazy stuff all the time. This is where, like this right here, this Ephesians 6:11. But I'm all about it because the bullet was fired at 6:11, Ephesians 6:11, yada yada yada, and then of course we post that, and then somebody sends me this. This is why you got to be really careful with like biblical interpretations, because it's a picture of Trump here, and then the scripture is Revelation 13:3-5. It says, "And I saw one of his heads, and it was wounded to death, and his deathly wound was healed, and all the world wondered about the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto this beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth for speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue for 42 months. So you can find scriptural references in everything. That's why I just be really careful, because they can do it too. That was talking about the beast, in Revelation, and talking about the wounded head that was healed. So just, be careful.
Hey, but if we remember, I don't want to say anything about Joe Biden, but Joe Biden had his head removed. He didn't, the top of his head was taken off. Remember he had surgery?
What?
No, I remember that.
This is true story. True story.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm the red one?
Well, hold up.
Wait a
I'm going to
minute.
look this up. Joe Biden had head surgery, okay?
He had head surgery.
Yes, he had the top of his head removed. He talks about it. Hold up. I'm going to find it just because I'm not going to let myself look stupid.
All right.
I'm not that was just hilarious.
I'll let you look for that, Royce, while I read the next one.
And I saw a question. What was the tally for yesterday? Guys, I didn't go back and add it. I will do that today, I promise, and I'll let y'all know tomorrow.
Did you find it, Royce, before I read the next?
It was a lot.
Yeah. Hold up. You gotta let me. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Biden says doctors had to take the top of my head off a couple times to see if I had a brain. It's true though. He did have surgery on his brain. Okay.
I'm confused now. My confusion did not clear it up.
Listen.
Confused me even more.
Listen to the clip. Listen.
And I had these terrible headaches. Was diagnosed with having anyway. They had to take the top of my head off a couple times, see if I had a brain.
Okay, all right. That's not helping.
What are you talking about?
That does nothing
Like, does he?
for me.
Did that really happen, or does he think it happened? That's. I mean,
No,
that's.
no. That really. There's articles on it. That really happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally was about to say Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz.
for real.
And
If I only had a brain. All right, continue.
All right, here we go.
Continue.
116
Watch.
drummer boy.
Wait. Watch this. Watch this.
I had 2 cranial aneurysms. And they literally had to take the top of my head off.
Oh! I wasn't denying. I was just saying you didn't really explain that.
They had to go into his
One
head.
was leaking, the other that hadn't before it burst. It was a long road.
That makes more sense than taking the top of his head off,
Yes,
Royce.
exactly. They took the top of my head off a couple
Royce
times.
is right.
Yes, you're right, Royce. All right, here we go.
Jeez.
116
Sorry, I had to
drummer
pull
boy.
myself out of that hole really quick. We're good
116
now.
drummer boys. Why are Democrats so worried about separating illegal kids from their illegal parents, but yet they are for killing innocent American babies in the womb? Pro-life, for life.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to unpack in that statement, drummer. But yeah, and the thing about it is, I don't know why they're so worried about it, because they're the ones that started it. So, I mean, maybe they're trying to sweep it under the rug, but yeah, I mean, that's true statement.
Yep. B Walls 88. The first shot at Trump was fired at 6:11. Ephesians 6:11. Put on the armor of God so that you may be able to stand firm against the tactics of the devil. Praise God. Glory to God.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
I saw that as people were comparing that 6:11 and Ephesians and whatnot. Let's see here. Oh, that one's not. Nope. Jesse Paz 94. Hey guys, do you know a website where I can get a prescription for clear and sunglasses? I don't want give my money woke glasses company. What?
For what?
I don't know. No, that's not the one I read, Royce. That one wasn't. It was the next one.
For clear sunglasses, I don't.
Where I can get prescription for clear and sunglasses. I don't want to give my money woke glasses
a woke company for sunglasses. I can't help you there because I mean, you got to understand. I mean, woke's kind of like in everything now. There ain't many companies out there that don't have their toe dipped in it because it's a business. It's not that. Listen. Never mind. We'll go on this tangent for 30 minutes. Next.
Yeah, exactly. VPMW Davis. One vet to another, too many mistakes and ignorance to be a lone shooter, period. It is counterproductive to have CIA and Secret Service on the same roof. MSM are pure propaganda and evil. Can't disagree with that statement. Can't disagree with that at all. And come to find out that the the counter sniper team was actually in the building that he was on top of. Yeah, that's already come out. That blows my mind. I mean,
Not
literally,
mine.
I mean, no, yeah, it's just
it just further lets me know. Further lets you know what? Yeah. That he had help. Like that maybe this wasn't planned for him, but somebody definitely went.
Oh yeah, they turned a blind eye. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
sorry.
It had to be something.
Nick, something like that.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Sanctified Warfighter. Todd. Yo. The loud O from the crowd is Orioles fans. Every national anthem, the crowd lets out a loud O for the O. Say, can you see?
Oh, cool. Thanks. The more you know.
The more you know. That's it. That's all the questions
awesome.
on Rumble. Do we have anything for
None
YouTube?
from YouTube. Boo. I saw some comments of people asking what was the total contribution from yesterday. We're still tallying it up. It takes a couple days to process everything and figure out that number on YouTube side and on this side because we had a lot of donations.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
But we will get you guys a number as soon as we have it. I'm sure Graham will post about it, right? That kind of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Because the Dear American Nation definitely came through.
Yeah, you guys came
through yesterday. You guys killed it for
awesome.
sure. Yep. All right, well, that's all we got. Y'all, thanks for hanging out with us. It's always just humbling to me when Graham's not here and you guys are stuck with me and you still come and hang out. So thank you guys.
Stuck with us.
People are asking. Graham is at the RNC.
Yeah,
he's
there.
He's heading there.
Well, I'm humbled that he trusts us without him being
here with
this
that
show.
too. Yeah.
So.
I know he does. I just like.
Let us know. Do you like the show with us three? Do you like the dynamic here?
I know Royce doesn't.
I think it's fun. Todd just makes me nervous that we're gonna get canceled or
makes
something.
you nervous.
Hey,
Todd
man.
makes me nervous.
That's just
Sorry.
Todd. He's just a very
Dude, I can't
very
help.
speak your mind kind of guy.
Dude, I'm very black and white, man. Like, and I was not born with a filter. Like, normal people think stuff, it gets filtered through something. I wasn't born with that.
Oh man, that's why I love you, man. You're like I love people who are just blunt and say what they mean.
Man, I'm gonna tell. That's my saying. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says, "I'm gonna tell you what Jesus loves," and on the back it says the truth. Like that's
there
just,
you go.
All right, let's pray this thing out, folks. Oh, Father, we come to you this morning with a heavy heart. Our friend, our dear friend, and your son, Graham, is in harm's way. He is at the RNC, and Lord, make no mistake, him and so many others are behind enemy lines, and I just ask that you just put your blanket of protection over each and every single one of them, and bring our brother back home to us very safely. With not a scratch. Father, we love you. We thank you for everything that you do for us. And if there is somebody out there right now that does not know you, that has never met you, or somebody that does know you but has a need, that has family members injured, have family members hurt, or family members missing, off to training or something like that, Father, whatever that need is, and to the person that does not know you, I ask that you meet that individual where they are, you meet that family where they are, and you meet that need, or you reveal yourself to them. You reveal that love, that grace, and that mercy that is fresh and new for us every single day, Father, that we begin to turn this ship around and we begin to heal this nation, because that's the only thing that can do it. Like we can't do it behind a microphone. We can't do it from the podiums at the RNC. Only you can do in this country what needs to be done. And right now, Lord, we need the great healing, and that's only something that you can do, Father. And if it's in your will, we ask that you do it. Father, we thank you, we love you, and we will see you again tomorrow. And all God's people said,
Amen.
Tony, say goodbye.
Hasta everybody.
Dr. Evil.
See you guys.
All right. I am Hot Seat Todd for Graham Allen, reminding you to stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free. See you guys.